what's taken place in weeks are serious acts of treachery, treason and fraud on the people of this country. People asked me before, what am I doing about it? And I want to thank all the nasty little trolls that put all their nonsense on video I did on a notice of averment, because obviously you have no idea what you're talking about, and you don't, and out of that come a load of garbage out of your mouths. Time you put up or shut up, you come on my post and you attack people and you put suggestions of, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Keep it to yourself, because I'm only going to delete you, so don't waste your typing ability. Now, the notice of averment was based on several decisions of the High Court and the meaning of particulars of the Constitution. So first I'll refer to that. Now, all the cases, which there are a lot, back up everything that we say. And we've got a problem with the computer, have we?
No, continue.
All right. And I'll just read you something, because this is the preamble, and that's what we're relying on. Whereas the people of, name of the colonies, which have adopted the Constitution, have agreed to form one indissoluble federal commonwealth under the Crown of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, and under the Constitution hereby established. That's the reason why we filed a notice of averment. And there was answers to questions of law and fact. Now, one of the issues I arose, so that people would be abundantly clear where we get the right to do what we did. Page 795 of our Constitution, every power alleged to be vested in the national government or any organ thereof must be affirmatively shown to have been granted. There is no presumption in favour of the existence of a power. On the contrary, the burden of proof lies on those who assert its existence, to point out something in the Constitution which, either expressly or by necessary implication, confers it. In other words, if you exercise authority, you have to be able to show in the Constitution where the authority comes from. And then I put a section on what Kirby said, and he says it several times, that no parliament by preambular assertion can speak an authority into being if it does not exist in law, and it doesn't. So what we've had over the last couple of weeks and has come to light is two huge issues. Kate Gallagher decided that even though she doesn't understand what the meaning of the words are in the English language that say we agreed to something or we wanted something, it's a lie, Kate. You lied, and you're lying now, and your idea that you had the right to put the law together was unconstitutional, therefore treason and fraud. Doesn't matter what you say. We did not volunteer, because volunteer means it was done of our own free will without any threats, promises or inducements given to us. But the threats and promises and inducements were there. And it wasn't our free will. Most of the people who got the vaccine were forced to. They couldn't go and see their parents. They couldn't go and see people in hospital. They couldn't see their kids in hospital. They couldn't work. They couldn't do this. That is threatening. There's no free will there, Kate. So you lied. You're worse than a mongrel dog going back to its vomit to pull out the garbage that you just pulled, and then you said you put it through the parliament. Whatever happened to the will of the people? We the people joined together in a federation. Nothing to do with idiots in political parties. Nothing to do with you at all. And Slade Brockman yesterday, and he made it clear by repeating the statement, that Green's preferences went to the Labor Party in exchange for their preference. They got their preferences to the Labor Party. That is absolute corruption in our voting system, where the Greens could do that. And it's in relation to the live sheep trade. So you're going to shut it down because, on behalf of the Greens, because they gave you their preferences. What do you call that? Go on, Kate, you're part of the Prime Minister's office, aren't you? Open your big mouth and try and explain that away. What about the truth, Kate, for once in your life? The truth is that now the Senate must prorogue the Parliament, must go to the Governor-General and get it prorogued. It's unlawful. Absolute treason and waging war on the people of this country and treachery to overturn our Constitution. You cannot leave this here. It must be done. And Kate, your digital ID, no, nothing from the public. You cannot take away our rights. You're a liar of the worst degree and a traitor. And you're incapable now of sitting in our Parliament. 44 of the Constitution says you're attainted to treason. I'm accusing you as an officer of the Crown. You're a liar, you're a fraud, and you're a traitor. And it's time you were jailed. You want to put you before your scabby courts? Set your courts up properly and try it. Bring it on. And you're not going to get anywhere. I'm going to fight you until you end up in jail for the rest of your life. And as for Elvis Sleazy, you too. You're just as big a fool and idiot as Kate Gallagher to think that you can take this country off the people and give it to a foreign power. WHO, WEF, shove it. You're not having it when we're not joining the United Nations. Why aren't you doing something about Julie Bishop? She's paid millions of dollars of taxpayers' money to get a seat in the United Nations. Well, if we were part of it and have been all this time, why are we paying? Upkeep fees? No. Why are we having anything to do with a satanic cult run by a satanic church? That's who it is, a satanic church. It's Babylon the Great that was, then wasn't, and now is. It's there. The recreation of the Roman Empire. That's what it's talking about. So they changed a few words to cover up what it actually meant. And now people are playing, trying to conceal this. It's not going to work. Why? Because the Bible said so, and the people said so. We joined together in one indissoluble federation under our Constitution. You're bound by every aspect of that. You're bound by decisions of the High Court. So is the High Court. The case that's before the High Court that led rise to a notice of averment, answers to questions of law and fact, notice of constitutional matter. The case that related to that is based on decisions of the High Court. They are bound by those decisions just like everybody else. If they go against those decisions, they'll find themselves standing trial for contempt of their own court. Can we do it? Yes, we can do whatever we like. We are the Commonwealth. We the people. You people make me sick when you sit back and keep saying, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? We read flat out. We spend a lot of time researching. 7 days a week. Sometimes more in time. We put more and more time into it. And what do we get back for it? Ignorant, arrogant people who keep saying, oh, but what are you doing about it? You've given us the facts, but what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Where is your backing of us? Where is your backing of what we're doing? None. Why? Because you lack the intestinal fortitude to do what you should be doing. And what you should be doing is standing up and demanding that the Senate, which is ours, orders the Governor-General or makes application to the Governor-General to prorogue the whole Parliament and open it up for a general election. And do it according to Chapter 1 of the Constitution. No more treacherous lies under the Electoral Commission and Electoral Act and all those lies. That's all they all are. Throw the Parliament out of where it is, the whole lot, and the ones that are playing up, the Governor-General, issue instructions to the federal police, who are under your control, not the Parliament. If they're not there, bring in the army and take it under control. Take it under control. And order the arrest of Kate Gallagher and all the current sitting Parliament for treason and fraud. Slade Brockman's opened up his mouth and told the truth. Thanks, Slade, for doing that. You still know that you're sitting wrong in that Parliament, and that has to be dealt with. But at least you've now found the time to tell the truth. The truth is, the Greens' preferences went to the Labor in exchange for them to drop the live sheep trade, which is going to destroy the lives of thousands of farmers who have spent their lives building up an industry, and you're going to take it off them. You ever read Section 42 of the Crimes Act? You would have, Slade. You were a lawyer. Conspired together to pervert the course of justice and overturn our Constitution. That's treason. It's treason. You people have to stand trial. And the High Court has got two choices in relation to the case we got before them. They either find according to their previous decisions and issue a writ of prohibition against Western Australia for the corruption in this thing called the state created under the Acts Amendment, Repeals Court and Legal Practice Act. Don't say you've got these authorities, dodgy Roger Cook. You don't. You don't. You're a criminal. A union thug that's crawled out of the gutter and tried to make himself look good. You're not. You're just a union thug who crawled out of the gutter, right down to the sewer. That's where you come from. You people think you're going to take this country over. Well, you've run into some opposition, and it's not only me. There's a lot of people think like me, and there's not a couple. There's 25,000 people have looked at the video, notice of averment. 25,000, that's a lot. It's not enough. But they've sent it out to other things who have shared it. It's going out where people can see what scum of the earth people you are. You're not there for us. How much money is being poured into your bank accounts from these foreign people who want to take this country? How come the Italian immigrants that just come into New South Wales over the last year came in here with a ready job and $75,000 to get established in this country when they've already got a job waiting for them? How does that work? Other immigrants come in here, get nothing. People who come in here on boats get all sorts of things as well. Why? Why are you ripping the people of this country off? Because you want to put in Labor supporting people, socialists, thieves and liars and traitors. If you're a socialist, you're against your own country. And you are. That's treason. You owe an oath of allegiance to us and you haven't taken it. Why not? Why not? It's not good enough to say, oh, do you know about digital ID? Every cop that was asked knew. They know. Why didn't they stand up and say they're not going to do it? It's their job under instruction from a governor. Oh, look what we got for a governor. A reject who was the minister for vaccination. How are we going to get anything out of him? Stand up, people. Tell them, abide by our law. Stop lying to people. All of you, get off your butt and do something, because you've got a short period of time. The digital ID controlled by the WHO and the WEF means you've got no rights. Your rights under the Constitution are absolute. Absolute. Go read the Act of Settlement, Statute of Westminster, Habeas Corpus, Magna Carta, and the 1688 Bill of Rights and the King James Bible. That's our common law. Adhere to it, you politicians, or get out of our parliament. I mean what I said. Slade Brockman, you've done a good job so far. Stand up and notify the Governor-General to prorogue the Parliament. Get rid of the idiots. They have to be locked up. They have to be removed while this country is still intact. And as for you, Kate Gallagher, your legislation that went through didn't go through anything. It's a lie. And if the so-called Governor-General, whichever one you got there hiding, don't bother signing it, because you will stand trial for treason. And the penalties are under Halsbury's Laws of England, Volume 2. Have a look and read it. It's not what you want. It's imperial law, law in this country, under all our law and our Constitution. It's ours, our law, our Constitution, and you are employed by us to serve us as officers of the Commonwealth. And that you are. If you're not, the High Court's got a problem, because they have to be officers of the Commonwealth too. We have recourse against them. If not, the people have the right to rise up under Clause 61 of Magna Carta and do whatever they like. And if you don't like it and you are on the receiving end of what the people do, go away. Don't come snivelling to me. I'm not on your side. I'm always on the people's side, against you thieves and traitors and liars and frauds. You want respect, earn it. You're not going to earn it this way. And I've got nothing more to say, because it makes me angry to think that people paid to represent us are sitting there stabbing us in the back, and it started just after Federation and it's continuing today. What's wrong with you? You study law and you still can't abide by the law. You bunch of degenerates, that's all you are. Have a nice day, if you can.